I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. But I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with. I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to circle back on that one.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about White House reporters allegedly being screened by Joe Biden staffers to see what questions they were going to ask Ms. Circleback herself, Jen Psaki, in the White House press briefing room. Now, this story is crazy, hilarious, and a few more things for a variety of reasons. But what we're going to do right now is get into the rabbit hole to explore this whole situation. And we're going to be here for a while, so get something nice and cold to drink and good to eat. You're going to need it. Now, let's go all the way back to the Trump administration. Let's go back to Kelly McEnany and Sarah Huckabee Sanders and the battle zone that was the White House press briefing room. Every single day, you have reporters in there screeching, over talking, getting their personal grievances out there, trying to attack, trying to ensnare, trying to do all types of things to whoever was right there. It could have been Trump, Kelly McEnany, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. It didn't matter who was there. There was always, an attack first mode. So obviously the Trump team was not screening anybody. They let everybody come in there. As a matter of fact, it was the Trump team that were trying to get more reporters in there because the White House press corps, or whatever they call themselves, I think it's a WHCA, whatever it is, they were trying to keep reporters out. Remember Chanel Ryan from OAN talking about, she's not following the COVID protocols, all this, that, and the third, and they kicked her out. The White House press corps were trying to keep reporters out, but the Trump team was trying to keep reporters in. They didn't, try to block anybody from the left from coming in there. They didn't try to pre-screen anybody. Everybody that was in there was allowed to say their piece, even if it got to be obnoxious. And then it was funny because you would have one moron trying to overtalk and take time for somebody else. And then, it could be Trump in there, whoever. They try to keep things going and try to give everybody their fair time. And then the media would say, they're cutting them off. The treatment of the press secretary or whoever was right there answering the questions was much different just last year before that. From 2016 up until the end of Trump's term in 2021, it was always some kind of contentious thing, always, in that particular situation, right? But you could tell there was never an effort from the Trump team to keep out certain reporters. They try to bring more reporters in, have to be more fair, and not just have the left be in there just attacking them every day. But let's fast forward to today under when Joe Biden and his press secretary, Jen Psaki. You saw the clip at the very beginning. I'm going to circle back. I'm going to circle back. I'm going to circle back. During the time of Trump, let's say Kelly McEnany did that. I'll circle back. I got to get back to you. Would that really be accepted? Like in that moment, quietly, they don't like what she's doing. They don't like the circle back thing because it's like, okay, we're not really getting straight answers. But would it be a quiet thing under Trump, or would it be very vocal? Answer the question right now. You're a white supremacist. That's the way it was just last year, just 6 months ago. Because why? Because they got us in office. They did not like Trump. They don't like conservatives. They don't like anything like that. But Joe Biden, he's cool in their book. He's a so-called progressive. He's on their side. So they're going to pretty much do whatever. All right. What's happening now is that some people don't like what he's doing. Left or no left. They don't like what he's doing. So they're talking to the media and saying, hey, we're being screened, allegedly, for our questions before we even go into the White House press briefing room. Now, what does that really mean? If they're being screened for questions, what does that mean? That means that Jen Psaki has ample time to prepare her answers. If she already has the questions, allegedly, she can read what she has, go do some research, and give an answer. But what does she do? I'll circle back. I'll circle back. I'll circle back. Right when I saw her doing that, before the story broke about, them being screened, before that broke, I was saying she's brushing them off. She's not one to answer the questions. And I was asking on Twitter, has anybody actually been circled back with, as she said she circled back with? Has she actually gone back to somebody and said, okay, your question from January 22nd, have the answer right here. Has she ever done that? I don't think so. I think circle back is just like a polite way to brush somebody off, to not answer a question. It's the same thing as saying no comment or I don't want to answer that. It's a way to brush somebody off because they're not really going to follow up with you, or they may not do it publicly. It was funny one time where somebody actually followed up with her, like in the press briefing room, and she was fumbling with the papers, trying to find something. And when she was doing that, I'm like, you don't have anything in those papers, lady. Stop it. You have nothing there. You might as well have blank sheets of paper, notebook paper in your hand. It's like when you're in school and then the teacher's like, okay, where's your homework? And you looking for it. It ain't nothing there. You know it ain't nothing there. Why you looking for it? You go into the fridge looking for a hot meal. Your fridge is bare. You got Chick-fil-A sauces and some expired lunch meat in there. You don't have anything in there. Close the refrigerator. It's the same thing with her. I knew from the very beginning this whole circle back kerfuffle was a way for her to not answer questions. And allegedly, I'm right. Because if you have time to research the questions before you even go into the press room, you should know what the answers are. Or there should be a way for you to answer the question without just like dismissing it. Okay, I looked into that. We're still trying to figure that out. We have some data. Here's some of the data right here. Here's a sheet for you right there. Boom. You can have something rather than nothing. They don't want to answer any questions. And like I said, if this were under Trump and his administration, oh man, it wouldn't be no, well, you could just say circle back. Nah, they're going to want answers immediately. This is what the media does. They're treating Biden much different. What if it was Trump that had 42 executive orders in like less than 2 weeks? 42 in 2 weeks? Oh, he's a dictator, an anarchist, all this, that, and the third. But Biden does it. Oh, it's no big deal. If there was some audio that sounded like Trump was like, I don't know what I'm signing, they would put that out there as fact. Okay, that's what that'd be what it is. They're talking about conspiracy theories from the right as it relates to anything, but they don't say that about themselves in the whole Russia thing. Russia was disproven. It was phony. It was false. They took 3 years, $40 million, 500 plus subpoenas, and they found nothing. A bit for nothing burger. Okay. The first impeachment failed. The second one will fail as well, but they're still saying that these impeachments are valid and they need to happen. I think the American people are starting to see what's going on with, the politicians and the mainstream media. This is why nobody trusts the mainstream media. Okay. If the reporters are talking to Biden staffers about what they're going to ask, my question would be, are they having to edit their question? Because check it out. Is it screening just to be prepared for the question, or is it to have you, is it to edit the question? They might come in there and say, okay, we're going to ask Biden about Afghanistan and the advancement of troops in Syria and some stuff like that, that the Saudi gun sale that was canceled, we'll ask about that. It was like, we need you to not talk about that specifically. Can you word it in a different way? So are they being coached? Are they being told what to do? I thought the White House Press Correspondents Association was supposed to be some kind of independent body that was not, dictated to by the sitting president. That's what I thought it was. Because when Trump was in there, the head of that was John Carl, who was a leftist for one of these alphabet letter organizations, ABC, NBC, MS-13, DNC. I don't know what it was, but he's not a Trump guy. It's an independent organization. So if they're being dictated to by the Biden administration, what's going on? Now I'm reading that the White House Press Corps, or whatever they want to call themselves, are being told to fight against what the Biden staffers are doing. But are they doing it? Because they might like Biden. They might like his staff. They might have friends on the staff. Or they might even not have to get told anything by the Biden staff because they're already sending softballs. And the funny part is that they're giving underhand softballs to Jen Psaki, and she still can't answer it. So you're giving underhand softballs you're already prepared for, you could have done research for, and you still saying, I'll circle back. And then when you get asked, hey, did you find anything about that was about a week and a half ago? She has nothing for you because she did not look into it. The circle back thing is a way for her to totally avoid answering the question without saying, I don't want to answer that. That's the truth. People say, oh, well, she's not lying up there. Please. These people are completely corrupt, 1000% corrupt. The story I got from the Daily Beast, a link to that in the box, but I tend to believe it. As of right now, it's just a story, but I believe it 100%. And like I said, it doesn't really take a screener for them to censor themselves We see the change in demeanor just from the change in the president. When Trump was in there, it was screaming, hollering, screeching, all that in the third. But now that Biden's in there, everything's calm, everything's fine. The media will say, "Oh, back to normal, back to normalcy." The reality as that close is that the mainstream media have their guy in there. They have their people in there. They're back to their establishment. That's all that it is. It's not that Trump was some kind of monster or a bad guy. It's just that he was not their guy. He did not push for their narrative and their initiatives. That's what it is. So Biden's doing whatever they want to do. If not for that fact, this story would have been out there a long time ago. But you got some guys, even within the left, that are starting to buck against the system. They're not really liking what's going on either. And I think that once you see more of the establishment reveal itself on the left, to some of the newbies that are out there calling themselves liberal, they'll turn around and go the other direction, in my humble opinion. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How is it that allegedly Biden staffers are screening reporters for questions and Jen Psaki is still not ready? How is that possible? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. Is a story from Daily Beast accurate about reporters being screened? And like I said, even if they weren't screened, you see there's a difference in the demeanor in the White House press briefing room. You see that already. So is there even the need to do the screening? They're going way above and beyond. As I close, I want to say this. I think the Democratic Party want to, at all costs, preserve their image and preserve whatever they think opinion about them is publicly. All right. So they'll do whatever. They'll do unscrupulous things, underhanded things, and they'll use the media. They'll use whatever they have at their disposal to aid in that goal. That's what's going on right here. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.